Okay, so what is the nervous system? So, the nervous system is a system within our body that is automatic responses. It has automatic responses, and it is made up of two different responses. So, there is the parasympathetic, and then there is the sympathetic. So, the sympathetic is also known as the fight or flight freeze response that is activated by danger or being unsafe. And that is not just actual real life danger in your face in your life, it's also activated by perceived danger. And so that is very, very important because as humans, as people, our brains are so, how do I say, powerful because even just the perceived response of threat can trigger that sympathetic response. And so the parasympathetic response is also known as the rest digest phase. And it's called that because it is only in that phase that we're able to relax and do certain things such as digest our food. Okay. And so the reason that is important and why we should be concerned about our nervous system, because that has been a huge buzzword that has come up recently, right? I'm sure you've heard about regulating your nervous system, the importance of regulating your nervous system, or even my nervous system is dysregulated, and like, what does that all mean, right? And so part of that is because of this perceived threat that triggers our sympathetic nervous system response to be activated, that's when people are talking about like, I have a dysregulated nervous system. Because if I am here at my house, like just working, at my desk, there's no deadlines, there is no impending things in either work or life, my parasympathetic response should be activated. I should not be in a fight or flight freeze response. Okay. So an example of a dysregulated nervous system is that example I just described, but then I'm like really anxious, or my heart is racing, or I'm like starting to sweat. That's not a response that should be happening when everything around me is going okay. I'm managing everything. There's no deadlines. There's no, stressors. And so that is what we mean when like you have a dysregulated nervous system, or your nervous system is dysregulated, meaning it's not regulating at where it should be, where like you're not in the face of danger right now, right? There's no rabid dogs chasing after you. And so and the reason that that's important is because our nervous system is there for our protection in terms of our survival, like our livelihood, not even livelihood, like our life, our physical life. It is there to protect our physical life. So most of the stuff that activates our nervous system isn't necessarily a life or death situation. But the problem is because of the perceived threat, it can feel like a life or death situation. For example, your relationship with your money. If you don't have a good relationship with your money, and then all of a sudden you're trying to maybe save money or start a budget or maybe start investing, you're going to probably feel dysregulated. You're going to feel not great looking at your bank account. And so that's what I mean by a dysregulated nervous system. No, you are not going to die, right? You're not going to die with looking at your money and managing it. But because of all this built up perception around your money, and even, passed down beliefs about money, it can feel like a life or death. So here's the good news. Even if you're struggling with a dysregulated nervous system, when you've identified like, okay, I am not going to die in this situation. This is really dysregulation from perceived threat or because of the relationship that I have with this, for example, money. You can learn skills and techniques that will allow you to better manage that relationship, better manage. And so it's about like coping skills, like learning those coping skills, because those coping skills are going to signal safety for you. And when you can use those coping skills, you're going to be able to signal safety, get you back into the parasympathetic. And so that you can then tell yourself, like, hey, I am not going to die here. This is a really stressful situation. Using the money example, my money isn't where I want to be, but I can figure this out. But you're not going to be able to tell yourself that until you're back in the parasympathetic, because your body's not going to listen. Your brain is, while it's in the sympathetic, is not working well. Like the prefrontal cortex, where decision making happens. If I can just get that out there, right? Decision making happen. It is not working very well. And so you can only tell yourself those things when you're back in the parasympathetic. And so I have already recorded a few videos that can help in terms of starting to do things to start regulating your nervous system and start managing those things. So I will, link it up here. It'll pop up somewhere, and go ahead and click that to access those videos. And if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me an email or drop a comment below.